Okay, so let's talk about the next one. Sleep training or co-sleeping. I don't know if you know what co-sleeping is.
No.
So it's where like most parents, most women will have their babies by their sides. You know, usually here when you have a baby, they tell you let the baby sleep in their cot. Don't sleep in the same bed with the baby because they want to prevent SIDS, CIDS.
Yes.
But even there's been recent studies to show that it really doesn't have to do with that. It has to do with like some, I think alpha exactly.
That's where. So there are two things.
Yeah.
You can roll over your baby and sleep
Yeah.
over the baby and kill your baby.
Yeah.
And also when you are breastfeeding your baby, when your baby is sleeping on the side, they might
choke.
overfeed
Yeah.
because they will choke on the food or overfeed
Yeah.
and they can die. And so they'll ask you to put the baby in a different cot or in a different bed so that when you breastfeed them, you pick them up, you breastfeed them, you put them back. You know they are safe in their cot and you're also safe so that you're not rolling over them.
Yeah.
And so which one would you recommend, that your wife sleeps with your baby in the same bed or the baby sleeps in their own
I think
bed?
most men will say, "The baby should sleep in your own bed. Let me have my wife back."
Before, what's the full meaning of SID?
So, sudden infant death syndrome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's what you explained. Okay.
Yeah.
I think, so I believe in independence, and I think it has to start at a very young age. There's a lot of theory about abandonment and all those kind of things, like if you leave your child, neglect and all those kind of things. But, I mean, you will not expect your child, when they grow a bit older, to be independent when you start giving them the full dependency.
Okay.
It
I get where you're coming from.
becomes actually difficult.
I get
Yeah.
where you're coming
When you start training them when they are much older.
Yeah.
It's difficult.
So, I mean,
So
it's
they
not
should
like,
just sleep in their bed from the
even if it
beginning.
is just beside
cot.
the
Yes.
cot beside the bed, that's fine, but definitely not on this.
Because you are not a mother.
I told you.
Easy. That is where I would want to think that because of the motherly instincts, mothers tend to spoil the babies.
No.
Quite
But
more.
me, I think there's nothing like spoiling your baby.
It's not about
For
Oh,
me
there's a
personally.
When it
lot
comes
of
to
I don't.
that,
Me, I
you want to be
personally.
sane as a mother because
Yeah.
you are not sleeping and then the baby is just crying, then you have to wake up and then you have to get the baby from the cot and breastfeed them, change their diaper and put them back. So you just want them by your side, and as soon as they cry, you take the breast, put it in their mouth and you sleep and they keep on drinking. I have done it, I'm not even going to lie. I don't recommend it.
Yes.
The fact that my children are saved doesn't mean you are me.
Exactly.
So I do not recommend it.
Yeah.
I feel like the children should sleep in their own bed. Not because for the independence, because at a point they would start
So be
sleeping in their
independent
own-
anyway. For me, exactly.
They
That's
would,
what I
but
think.
then just so you don't roll over the baby or anything happens that you will regret, because then you will regret forever and the grieving will be so hard.
Yeah. And
So just put them in their own bed. It's so difficult, and sometimes you're like, just this one time. And
Is
I
it
remember-
difficult for you or for them?
for the mom.
for the mom because
usually.
you're so
Because
tired.
of the movements that you have to be making.
The movement you have to
And
make,
sometimes
you are
they
not
don't sleep. Even the babies themselves, sometimes, like when you move them to the cot, they don't
don't
sleep
sleep
long.
again.
But you realize that when they sleep by you, they sleep very
because
long,
they can
like
smell
hours.
you directly. So
Yeah.
you just want them to sleep for about 4 hours, because if you put them in the cot, 1 hour they will get up again. 1 hour they will
Less.
and they are tired. They are just tired. You just want to get some
So
sleep.
just come and sleep. Just
Just
come
come
and
and
sleep.
sleep, because by me, but then it's not recommended.
Yeah, yeah.
But I've done it.
Yeah, yeah. I know a lot of like parents, like even that I've spoken to, even in church, and we were talking about co-sleeping, and you could see that some of them were trying to lie that they don't they don't co-sleep. You could see, like, because like the guilt, because you don't want someone looking at you and being like, oh, you do this, and judge you by it. So they have to lie and say, oh no, my baby sleeps in a different room.
A different room.
I'm telling
Not
you.
even the same
Not
room.
even the same-
I think I will do that. I'll keep my babies.
Men have their own,
Because they are not the
intentions.
ones. They are
No,
not
they
the
have their
ones.
intentions. They have other intentions. Just
Whichever the intentions are, I think they are good intentions.
they are good. No, one of the key things about babies sleeping by you is that they prevent you from bringing in another baby too soon.
Oh no. No.
I was watching somewhere. a
The
video,
babies
the
can be
babies will
there on
cry,
the bed, asleep,
and then
let
it
them
will
go to
happen.
another
So,
room.
Right.
Not in
Really?
the same,
Not
don't
in
be
the
in the
same
same
room,
room.
right.
Why not in the same room?
Children
No,
are very
I-
smart. I remember when my mom came for my first and was sleeping, he said, You think your child is just 9 months, but children at this age are going to their role-playing phase, and so they are going to do things that they see mommy and daddy doing.
Even when they are sleeping, how do they see it?
They can wake up and you have
You
no
don't
idea
know,
because
yeah.
you are so involved
watching,
in the sex thing that you even don't realize that your child is up.
Yeah.
And so my mom said, please, no matter what you do, make sure you don't do it in the room that your baby is, even if they are asleep,
Yeah.
because they will see it. And so you leave the child on the bed, go somewhere else, enjoy yourself, and come back. You all slept together, you all wake up together. Another baby is forming.
Interesting. Anyway, okay, let's talk about this one. Natural birth versus epidural versus C-section. So the reason why I'm separating epidural, because some people claim that if you take epidural, that means you didn't have natural birth.
I beg, I don't know natural birth.
Thank you.
I know vaginal birth. And I know C-section. Because I believe that God gave the doctors the wisdom to be able to get the baby from your tummy. And I tell women all this, even if they will take the baby from your ears, do whatever will save you and your baby. Because whatever happens, they are not keeping your baby at the hospital.
Exactly.
They will give your baby to you and you take your baby home.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter where the baby came from.
Yeah.
So far as you are safe. So I don't call it natural birth.
Yeah.
I call it vaginal birth.
Exactly. Because there are a lot of people, like, you have a baby and the first question they ask me, oh, was it natural?
Yeah.
And I'm like, are you seriously
serious?
asking me that? Like, and on top of
Ask
it
me how
all,
I'm
if they
doing.
find out that
When-
you did epidural, hey, you're in trouble. They'll be like, I'm not woman enough.
Epidural?
I did
So
epidural.
epidural is like what it's a medication that is given to the woman to reduce the pain.
Okay.
So it usually puts they inject you at your spinal cord. So it sort of paralyzes your legs a little bit.
But you
don't
still pushing the
feel
baby
the-
You will
out?
still push it, and you still feel,
And they say it's not-
and you will still feel the
edge to
contractions.
But
Yeah.
you will not feel a lot of pain like.
But that's still like the vaginal birth, no?
Thank
Yes.
you. You're a different man, because there's so many men out there that do not agree with it.
Hey, my
Yes.
husband
Just
will
because
hold
there.
me.
just because you don't want to feel pain.
You don't want to feel too much pain.
My husband will hold me. So
They
I
say,
get
"Get
the
your epidural."
injection.
Thank you.
Because the way I'm scratching and screaming, he just wants me to be calm. And he wants,
Exactly.
please.
But
When
why
he-
would some men not allow?
Because some
It's just
people-
like taking para, for example, to kill your pain, no?
Thank you. Some people believe that's like, as the Hebrew woman, you should push your baby out
I
And
have-
scream.
with that and be screaming
I
and
have-
be in all
I
that
have-
pain.
This is me. I remember being pregnant and going to the hospital. And whilst I was waiting to be called and given a room, I was watching the videos, and one doctor kept on telling pregnant women to exercise a lot, do a lot of exercises.
Yeah.
And then she
Kegel.
said one of
Yeah,
the
Kegel.
No, but just walking,
Yeah.
even walking a lot. So you see a lot of pregnant women walking around, walking a lot. And she said one of the benefits of that is it gives you an easy birth. Then it clicked. The Hebrew women, they were working, they were slaves. They were being told to make straws out of clay.
Yeah.
They were doing a lot of work, and that's why it was so easy for them
Them
to
to-
have the babies. And so as soon as they were in labor, the babies would just come because of all the work they were doing. And you can relate it to our mothers. Back to you, they go to the farm. You will see your mother going to the farm. At the end of the day, they come back. She's
The
giving
baby
birth.
out.
The next day, she's going back to the farm because of all the exercises. But in this dispensation, most of our
lifestyle.
work is sitting down. We are not working a lot, and so we need it.
Yeah.
And so when people say Hebrew bed, you need to have a Hebrew bed. Are you exercising?
Are you exercising? That's the question.
Are you working like the Hebrew people were working? Go back and read your Bible well. Do not let anyone force you when it comes to your
Yeah.
labor.
Yeah.
Please
Yeah.
take the epidural if you have to take the epidural. If your husband thinks that you are not woman enough because you did not take the epidural, I beg, let them give him a baby.
To
Let
push.
him push it through his anus or through his penis with no epidural.
Yeah.
Then when he finished, both of you can sit down and you can discuss.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of people. Even I've read stories about people who have died because they wanted to give them a C-section, and
they say
then
no, the
they were
husband
like,
said
"No, my husband or my church, not even just husband, my church, or I need to call my pastor first, or my pastor told me never to do a CS."
Let me tell you, there was one time when I had GD,
Yeah.
and then they told me that I will have CS. So I was talking to
Yeah.
my prophet there, and I said, "Oh, It's just in passing. I said, oh, they said it'll probably be a CS. Anymore, let's pray.
Let's pray.
We have to pray. I said,
pray against CS.
there are so many things we need to pray against.
It's not CS.
CS is not, let's pray about something else. If I have CS, then what will happen?
Exactly.
I mean, it's painful, and because they're cutting 7 layers of your skin.
Yeah.
And so I feel like women that even have CS,
Are
they're the
more-
stronger women
yeah, they are stronger.
than those having vagina, because vagina, as you said, is natural. And so that your body has been equipped to do it.
Withstand the
But
shock and the-
CS, you are cutting 7 layers, you cannot lift. Even sometimes your baby is heavy, you can
cannot-
advise not to lift your
The
baby.
baby. Yeah.
And it takes 2 months to heal. Vaginal pregnancy
It
takes
takes
6 weeks.
Yeah.
So I beg, just do anything that will you come home safely. Your baby will come home safely.
Yeah. Even if it
Get the
comes from
epidural.
yes.
Let your partner hold you, and get the epidural in
And
your
push.
spine, and then push the baby out.
I have very interesting stories in life.
Yeah.
So the first job I ever did to get paid was to work with a gynecologist.
Wow.
And this is a true story.
Oh, so you've seen different.
I mean, we have went through series of proceedings.
Before you go, sorry, I don't want to cut you back. I remember there was a time I went to see my gynecologist, and then I had no shit. I said, doctor, today I said, don't worry anymore. I've seen
I've seen
one.
one.
I've seen different types of vagina.
It's not your own.
What is it?
You are good. We'll patch the way, and I'll look at what I'm going to look at. Please go on.
And in the life of me not being a medical person, I have been, would I say, opportune to be in the theater to witness quite a number of CSs. And from the medical point of view, I think it's very stupid when people think CS is bad, or I'm even surprised with the epidural story.
Even the epidural is bad for some men.
Later, before you go home, when I gave birth to my first child, someone called my husband. As soon as my husband picked, I think my husband tested them and said, or he called them and said, oh, the first question the woman asked, did she take epidural? Go on. And my husband said no. He said, hey, you don't want to cram say, and your power so akukudro.
That's the thing. You just give them the answer they want if you like.
God,
Seriously.
because he was so tired, I was so tired. He just
You didn't want to do long story.
I bet you did not take epidural.
I don't know how much people play.
However, to make your life better.
That's
take
it.
I mean, from the medical point, from where I was standing by then, the only reason why doctors will recommend a CS is because of a health complication.
Thank you.
It's either your life and death, straight up. It's either you are killing yourself for the baby, or
Exactly,
both of you, or,
you.
you know. So for me, I don't think it's should I go for this or that. What is
At that
Wait
point,
to
what are
say-
they
what is
recommending for
yeah,
you?
exactly. So
Yeah.
like you save yourself and you save. It could be even for future, because there was this story I was reading quite recently. Somebody was not supposed to deliver or have a baby, and then she went ahead and did it, and then after a year she died. So it
Yeah.
wasn't even immediate, like the long-term
Yeah.
effect of
Yeah.
going against, because, and I don't know if you followed, maybe last 2 weeks, a woman died because she was supposed to have CS and her pastor said no.
I've read a story like that. in
I
I
the
need
past.
to make a video on common sense and religion. Maybe you come and help me with that.
Common
Common
sense and
sense and
religion.
religion. Yo, there are some things that is common. Even your pastor, if the wife, they tell the wife, CS, the pastor will say, please do CS, and they'll keep it to themselves.
They will not tell
I know.
anybody. Like the way
I
you
know,
say you
I
need
know.
to epidural.
Because pastor's wife do not wear crop top, so you cannot see.
You cannot see.
Common sense.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And she died. Because
yeah.
pastor said, the pastor is still living. He's still enjoying life.
The
and
pastor
having
was not the
sex.
one who had to make that choice. So
But she still made the choice,
But
exactly.
she was influenced. Directly or indirectly, she was influenced to make that choice.
no, so she went to ask her husband. Her husband went to
Said-
talk to the pastor. The
the
pastor
pastor
said
don't
no. Then
How many people are in the marriage?
yeah, I know. But you know how, unfortunately, especially back home where we come from, there's a lot of ties to pastors and the church and the religion.
Exactly.
And them looking at you with another eye, like,
Religion and common
They listen to
sense.
the pastor
Yeah.
even more than the doctor. Like,
I
even
know.
than their husband.
yeah, yeah.
what does the pastor know? Yeah, so for me, I don't think it's a question of would I want this over this. It's just what is.
What will save my
Yes,
wife
exactly.
and
What will
my
bring
baby?
my
Exactly.
family home.
Exactly.
Exactly, safely. Yeah, not just bring them home, but safely, the best. Because I think when I had gestational diabetes myself, like the doctor immediately said, I'll either have a CS myself or they will have to induce me. And to be honest with you, it was a nightmare for me because I was like, God.
Is it the stigma or the
It's not the stigma actually. For me, the fact that is it that serious? You know, like he said, it means that there's a life, exactly life and death situation.
I think it's just with GD.
So for me, in my head, I was like, oh my God, is this that serious? So I started even having like ridiculous dreams. I was scared. I was calling people who had done like CS, some people who had even done like the dilation. They artificially induced them exactly for that. And honestly, I was worried for nothing because my son even came even before the date.
I think I've done everything apart from CS. I've done the induction. I've done. They were going to insert balloon.
Exactly, all the balloon and all those
I've done
things.
everything. I think CS was the only thing that I did not do.
I think from your point, it boils down to education. A lot of people don't know and understand what goes into.
Yeah.
Like some of the CS cases that I witnessed, there was no complication. Only that the pelvic bone was too small for the baby to come out. So there was no way. It's either like you try pushing and the baby is going to die. So
or you rip.
Right?
Yeah, you get ripped. Because I remember I also worked in a theater like during my internships when I was in university, and the doctor that I was with, he was trying to deliver a girl, and this girl was a virgin. I think she was raped before, so
everything was still
it was very tight and everything. And for her, I think at that time the doctor tried not to do CS, so what they ended up doing was they cut a huge chunk of her vagina open, and so after that, like
fistula.
They had to
Fistula.
I don't even I don't even at that time, like I wasn't thinking about that because that was the last thing I've never heard about those kind of things before. And so I still remember like the cut that was done, and then after that she had to sew her back individually. And I felt for her because at that time there wasn't even that much what's it called, anesthesia to help, you know. So with that situation, but then I remember the nurse kept saying that I've saved you, or someone that must say thank me, stuff like that. And I was like, what?
You did your job.
You did your job.
Actually, thank you for something.
If there is, I don't know what other topics you have, but in your next seasons, if you can have like educational series on this whole CS vagina.
That would be, I think it was a topic we have to work
I'll go and read more on the epidural.
Yes.
And I would want to talk to guys who think epidural.
Thank you. Please, I need to connect you because I do know some people who think that way.
Yeah. And is it from the religious point of view?
No, it's just from.
It's from, I think it's egoistic.
African.
Exactly.
My wife gave birth without any.
Then what will happen? We'll all end up with children that eat chicken nuggets.
No, you see, like when you see children walking there,
everything.
nothing about them shows. Okay, this one was delivered by this one was delivered. You just see human beings.
Yeah.
Just focus on the outcome.
True. That's true. Okay. Yeah. So this one, I think a lot of parents, we do it. We tell ourselves, oh, before I have my baby, I will never do screen time for my child. I will never let him watch cartoons. Now we have the parents themselves pushing.
Go and watch.
Please take this. Watch. I want to do this. Just watch this. Even
watch.
sometimes in church, like I'm going to church. We are in church, and let's say my son is trying to move a little bit, and then my husband will be like, "Oh, take the heat. Open YouTube." I'm like, "Are you kidding me? Why are you turning on YouTube for this boy?" But he wants him to be quiet just so that he's not making too much noise and stuff like that. So, what are your opinions? I think I'll start with you there.
I will start. I don't have a child yet, but I do have what you're saying that I'm going to restrict like screen times.
Oh, so you let them watch, but you restrict.
Yeah. As for watching, they have to watch.
They have to watch.
No, because if you think about it, I think I've seen like my friends who have children. They have this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Or there are some cartoons that I've seen that even teaches them. It's education. But on the bigger scale, I just think about it. Relatively speaking, back then, what was keeping us away from the screens? Was it outside?
Outdoor.
You know, like I'll let my children do something. Like
go out and play.
Maybe what do you call it? Puzzle, Lego. You know, those kind of brain stimulating activities rather than just screen. So yeah, I don't have a child yet, so maybe that's why I'm just running my
That's
mouth.
what, exactly. I was going to say that. Sometimes we run our mouth because we have done that. Like me personally, I told myself no screens. And then at some point, I'm trying to quickly
talking now, our children are watching.
I'm telling you. They are watching something upstairs right now just so we can do this peacefully. And it has happened. Like, in terms of you're trying to do something in the kitchen and they are coming to, you just wanted to sit at one place for a few minutes so that you can focus
it's like
quickly.
Magic. When you give them the screen,
They just shut off.
Yeah.
They won't come and look for you. They don't care about you till you go back and say it's okay. And it's like chaos again.
Hey, mommy.
I have a question. You are parents already.
Yeah.
Do you think it's everything to do with training? Because now we've trained them to make them very interested in the screen.
Yeah.
So now that is what they are used to. If
I
you
think
start
so.
them with something else, would they be interested?
Yes.
Yeah, I think they'll be interested. But the thing is, like, we've gotten to a point where we're always trying to find the easiest way, the easier way. So immediately, the easier way is just to give them the screens. But we can put in more effort, more work.
But there's no time. My friend said, please, can you make a video on how to find time to engage our children in extracurricular activities? Because my child is in this, and they want more, but I don't have the time. And so it's the easier option.
Yeah.
It's just the easier option.
Unfortunately.
And then now, I think when we were much younger, the world probably was this crazy, but because there wasn't internet, we didn't know. But now the world is so crazy that even when your children are outside playing with other people, you are scared. You're not sure what is going to happen. And so if keeping them inside means them watching, or you rather have them inside, know that they are safe, know that they are home, than have them outside, go and play outside, go play with your friends, whilst you do other things. Because as a parent, you need to do other things.
Exactly, you need to be able to do other things. Like for me, like I have a routine. So I still let them do screen time. Like as soon as they come back from daycare, from this time to this time, they do screen time. And then my son likes puzzle, so I let him do at a particular time. And now I have a study table that even if they can't, they'll scribble something, even if it doesn't make sense. At least as long as they are having that kind of pattern, I think it will eventually help them. Exactly. Structure is really important because like yesterday being Saturday, I allowed my son, my 3-year-old, to watch the screen for as long as he wanted. You won't believe that because on Saturdays I let them sleep late. So he slept at 10, and as at 10 he was still holding the screen. Come and brush your teeth. He was screaming, "No, mommy, no!" And I was like, "What? Like this misbehavior? I've never seen it before." And he's not the type who's even like focused on the screen. So I realized that it was because I gave him that freedom to do all that he wanted to do. So he felt, no, now I want it. Even to sleep, he slept to cry. He cried to sleep. Because he wouldn't stop crying just because of the screen.
The screens are very addictive, and so I have a routine, and sometimes I don't follow it.
It's okay not to follow sometimes.
They don't watch during the week.
Yeah.
Because they've gone to school, they've come back. Yeah. Let's talk, do something else. Mm-hmm. Unless sometimes I have a meeting and then I make them watch, but they don't watch during the week. They watch. We watch a family movie on Fridays, and there is no time limit. Depending on the movie, the movie is 2 hours. Then we watch for 2 hours, then we all go and sleep. Saturdays and Sundays, 1 hour here and there. Yeah. So that's it. So during the week, they know that they can't watch, and they don't even come to me to ask for watching because they know there's no watching. Yeah. Because it can be very addictive. So there have to be some sort of restrictions.
That's true.
I have started looking for people with farms. Yeah, and when I have children and they grow, maybe 2 years, 3 years. Every Saturday morning we go to the farm. Yeah. They just like
in the winter.
No, I'll love to do it too.
But there are children living in the farms, on the farms.
Oh no, exactly.
I don't winter. Something on the winter.
Is it even?
Yeah, so winter mostly they have the barns inside. The animals are all inside. They are feeding them just to get them outside and engage.
But why don't you put them in extracurricular activities like taekwondo, like swimming, like gymnastics?
But it's not all the time you do that because sometimes those ones you're doing during the week.
Yes,
so you want to have something different.
Yeah.
Something different.
Something out of town to give them a different perspective.
Now we even have video and screens in our cars.
After that one I hate it. Like I
have it in my car.
Take it out.
I intentionally bought a car with it.
Why?
I never traveled with children that are small, long journey.
Me, I have. I did 5
You
day
just open
trip.
the door, take them out, and throw them out, and leave them on there.
Yeah, I had an experience doing that. Like when I was moving from Montreal, we drove all the way here, and for me, what we did was that we carried a tablet, but we made sure that it was the last resort. After everything has been exhausted, you know, then that was the last resort. Exactly. Else, honestly, I didn't want like them to start from the beginning to end of the trip, and yeah.
There was a funny story I heard. So a man and a wife with their 2 children. The 2 children are going at each other. They parked the car like he said, told them to take a walk in distress. So as the children were walking, they were driving behind them. Then the children turned around, they came back to the car like we settled ourselves, we are no more going to scream. 5 minutes into the next drive, there's a police blockade. They start them, they say, everybody come out of the car, parents to the left, kids to the right. And then they start questioning them. So what has happened was, when they told them to leave in distress, and then they picked them up again, somebody called the police and said, yeah, case of kidnapping.
Oh my God! Yeah. You know, people don't keep that.
Just because the kids were just shouting in the car and they told them to go out and...
Yeah, so it's as if like it's true because someone from the outside is looking in and the child is screaming and like, wait, is
I know.
this child or not? Because even in the past, sometimes I've seen kids that have gone to the park and then the parent is trying to take the child and the child is screaming and I'm asking myself, wait, is that the real child already?
These children will disgrace you because they will scream. If they are enjoying something they are doing, they take them. So what happened?
No, so the question was, okay, do you have children? What are their names, the date of birth, etc.?
And then they
were asking the children, what's your father's name, what's your mother's name? Then they came to compare notes, and then they realized these are actually the parents of the kids. So then the police now explained to the parents, this is the reason why we stopped you, because somebody called and said they saw you pick the kids up.
I think it's good because you never
It's
know.
good, but it's still weird.
So what happened was they were going on a road trip. The man was so angry that for his life he has never been stopped by a police
before.
And just because you kids wouldn't shut up, they turned around and went
They're in
back
trouble.
home.
That's it. They lose their trip.
No more trip for anybody.
No more. Right. So the very last one is Sharenting. And I know I definitely have to explain it to you. Sharenting is, so it spells S-H-A, like sharing, but and parenting. So sharing and parenting.
Right.
Exactly, put together. So Sharenting. So this is where like parents are sharing the lives of their kids online on social media. And
My
there's a
child
big...
did this.
Yeah, and they'll put up, oh, my child pooped on the floor and then or poured something on the floor and then she started licking it on the poured like a drink and then he was licking and they will put something up like that. Exactly. And there's a big debate out there about how people want to share their children while others are very strict. No, I will never share my children. So it puts a lot of
divide.
Exactly, there's a big divide on that. What are your thoughts?
Just a few days ago, in one of the states in America, they passed a law that a percentage of the proceeds from kids' content posted by their parents should go to the kids. And that is because they are looking at it like the parents are cashing in, like making commodities out of their children. I don't think that is the best thing to do at all because you as a parent, how much of what you do you put out there? Exactly. You don't tell everybody unless
some people do.
Like I was
some
saying,
people do.
Unless the
apart from lamp making, they show everything apart from lamp making.
And that people make.
I think it has to, personally, what I think has to do with affirmative issues.
Yeah. Because
other than that, nobody wants to know the business going on unless people are just curiously inquisitive and they just want to follow you and see what is going on.
But I have a question. Will you be posting your children?
No.
Like pictures, family pictures when you go out with your children or your children doing something fun?
I'm on social media, but you will not find myself and my pictures and things all that.
Well, I love social media. I put stuff out there every now and then, but I personally make it a point not to put my children out there. So if you go to my social media page, maybe you'll see that I've put 1 or 2 pictures of my kids, but most of the time it's not like it's their face glaring on their face. Maybe something happened. Let's say I'm talking about maybe my son, maybe sons who are always addicted to their mom's breast, like always holding them, even when they're old. So I take a picture in a certain angle that wouldn't show their face, but I'm trying to like educate some people on some of these, because some people don't even know, they've never heard of it before. So when you say they're like, really, your son does that? I never knew. I don't have a child yet, and so they learn from it. So for me, I do share, but I don't put their glaring faces out there and say, this is my child, he is 2 years, he was born on 13th November, this and this and that.
Today's his birthday.
Exactly. Then now you are pouring out every single information that could be used against them one day.
Kidnapping.
Thank you.
Kidnapping children, they know your child's face, they know where they live, they know their school. People even show their children's school dresses, where their children go to school, their school badges.
There was a time I had to blast somebody who, like, I know she's watching. I had to blast because she put my babies, that is not my child but her child, I call her child my baby. She put the baby's school in her profile, and the school name was there, uniform, everything. And I'm like, this one, you're giving someone
to the school.
And where pay them
up? Ebenezer Maestro, he said I should come and
take his son.
This is because everything is there. They know your name, they know everything, they know your child, they know their age, and they can kidnap your child.
You would have a good answer to why do people want to post?
I don't know.
People, like, I think for me, people do it, like, I would say people do it for different reasons. Some people, let's say their families, friends abroad, different places.
But you can send it to them directly.
No, but not like it's a lot of work to send it to people. Everybody one.
You create like a closed group. No. So I know IG has like closed group.
Yeah.
So you post on there.
Maybe they don't know.
Friends.
Maybe they don't know there's something like that. So that's why they are putting it out there. Some people too, obviously they're trying to make money out of it by putting their kids out there and make money. And I see a lot of, the truth is, kids content make a lot of money.
It does.
More than even the adult content.
Yes.
Very
like
much.
Cats and dogs, they're cute, so people want to watch.
It's making so much money out there. Anyone that has put their kid out there is making like
even
at
for
least
YouTubers.
triple. Yeah, for YouTubers.
Early. Yeah, when I started YouTube, someone told me anymore to be big to get child there. You need to put your family there. You need to put your husband, your children.
Really?
That will get a lot of engagement. Because a lot of people have families.
So they connect with that.
They can relate. They can connect with you. So for me, for the longest time, a lot of people did not know I have children. Till I started YouTube. That's when I talked about the fact that I had children. And so I remember there was a time my husband's friend, who is a prophet or a pastor or so,
saying you need to have a baby.
Reached out to my husband and said, I'm praying for you this year. God
will bless you with a baby.
You were done.
But we were done. So because we're not putting our children out there, people had no idea. There's a story probably I'll share because it's a long story. But someone that I used to be friends with was telling other people that I don't have children, I'm barren, I can't have children, and so my husband is leaving me. My husband has even gone back to Ghana.
And had children be at your back.
Getting married. Like the way she was, as I'm talking to you now, the husband is in Ghana. And the husband is going to get married to another woman because anyone cannot have children. I was pregnant around that time. And I'm like, because I'm not posting my children, people don't know what is going on, people don't know your business.
Right.
For me personally, my husband and I decided that we would keep our children out of social media for ourselves. But I'm okay if you please post so that I can see your
cute children. Exactly.
I see your cute children.
So I have a question. And it has happened, like, of course, in the United States, like, children growing up and suing their parents for posting their content out there without their permission. What shows your child wants their...
That's the truth.
What shows that when they grow up, they will be even Facebook or Instagram.
Exactly.
When I was coming up, it was high five. We can't even find high fives. We can't even find high five anywhere. So.
It's true.
But it was a decision we decided.
I think it should be something that should be decided amongst the parents, because if some people, that's what they want to do. Fine. But I think the motive also behind it
before you get married.
Thank you.
Because sometimes one partner wants it, the other partner doesn't want. Before you realize your children's pictures are everywhere, then there's fight. So you need to talk about this. Talk about this before you get married, because my husband and I really understood that we didn't want that.
Yeah.
And so when I was coming on YouTube, I said, if this would not let me blow, then
That's fine.
because my husband, my children know.
Yeah.
No.
I've had so many people tell me the same thing, like, oh, a couple's channel, family channel do better and stuff
It
like
puts
that.
a lot
But
of strain on the relationship. Every day you have to live a perfect life. You always have to make your house look clean. And then
I'm
you have to
telling
do
you,
this,
like,
and then you have to do that. And
And
you
your
have to make a
children,
video.
your
Today,
children, I know.
today, let's make a video. If you don't make a video, people will think
exactly.
it's just me. Whenever I get the time, I'll make my video,
It's
and I'll
true.
just
Yeah,
get
that-
to one corner of the house. The rest of the house can be on time.
Exactly. I mean, there are times when I've, like, let's say I'm baking and then my children are helping me. So you not necessarily see their faces, but
Yeah, their
you see
hands.
hands and bodies doing something. And that's it, because sometimes, I mean, I think you have to make sure that you are not crossing the line. Like, you are doing what you love to do, but you are not crossing the line at the same time. Because I don't know, my children, maybe they'll grow up one day and be like, Mommy, we don't want you to ever put us on. But what am I going to do? Am I going to pull down all
Someone
those
can
contents?
save it. Someone can save it on their phone. I remember there was a time someone told me that, oh, you know that picture you posted on your WhatsApp, you and your husband. That picture, I really like it. I've saved it. I said, what are you saving me and my husband's picture for?
It's like a friend of mine too. There was a time, I think her daughter, she never posted her kids and stuff like that. So one time I visited her in her home and with my kids, and I put them on my status. And the thing is, I have the settings such that it's not everybody can see my status. So I have specific people that can see my status. So I took pictures, and she knows I like those things. So one day while I was there for 2 weeks, and she was like, you can post my children if you like. And I was like, oh, well, the truth is I've never seen you post your children. So I'm hesitating to post pictures of them with my children. Like, because whenever I posted a picture, I only post my kids alone. Even though in the same room,
they were
they
there,
played.
right?
Yeah, so she asked me, she was like, no, you can post them. It's just that I don't want to post my own children on my status because I don't want some people to see it. But if you want to post, go ahead and post it. And that was like the most respectful thing to do, you know.
Right.
Even with that, I was even hesitant to post, you know, because she's never done it before. So I think you just have to find the right balance, to that. Yeah, so it's been an exciting topic. I love this. This was supposed to be 15 minutes. I think we went double the time because it was so exciting. Thank you so much, Maestro. We have to have you once again.
Controversial.
But
Controversial.
only, don't worry, we have even way worse controversial topics
I'll
to
be
talk
seated
about.
here.
Yes, he'll be right here. And maybe if he starts his YouTube channel, we'll support him. We'll all support him. And as usual, you know Dr. Enimwa, this and that with Dr. Enimwa. Please, guys, follow her channel and subscribe. Do like her videos. And most of you people who don't like commenting, please start commenting. It's not nice. And like,
help our channel
sometimes you have
grow.
plenty people watching your video and don't even like it. Why? You don't like the video. You know you like it. So please, guys.
They will send you a message and say, I like it.
it.
That message.
Click.
Write
Use
it
it to
there.
click, please.
Write it there that I like it.
Thank
check
you.
if
Because
I like
it actually helps us to reach more people out there.
If
You know,
people
it's
are
not just because of the
commenting,
like.
then YouTube will say, oh, people like it, and so it will give it to more
People.
That's how we can grow.
Yes. So thank you guys so much. So until next time, don't forget to stay happy, stay healthy, and stay beautiful as always. And remember that God loves you. See you next time on the Maternity Diary. And don't forget to go to this and that with Dr. Enimwa to watch her video also with us three in it. I know you don't want to miss this dynamic trio or what do you call it?
Whatever you want to call it. I beg.
Yeah. So bye everybody.